Hare So today we will be discussing from a simple shloka from the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The shloka is Prayena Alpayusha Sabhya Kalau Asmin Yuge Janaha Mandha Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagyahi Upadhritaha. It's a very famous shloka. Will you be able to repeat? Yes. Prayena Alpayusha Sabhya
Prayena Alpayusha Sabhya
Prayena Alpayusha Sabhya
Prayena Alpayusha Sabhya
Kala Asmin Yuge Janaha
Kala Asmin Yuge Janaha
Kala Asmin Yuge Janaha
Kala Asmin Yuge Janaha
Bandha Sumandha Matayo
Manda Sumandamatayo
Mandha Sumandhamatayo
Manda Sumandamatayo
Mandabhagya hi upadritaha
Mandabhagya hi upadrutaha
Mandabhagya hi upadritaha
Mandabhagya hi upadrutaha.
Translation. O learned one.
Oh, love.
Yeah,
Can we repeat?
yeah. O learned one.
O learned one,
In this iron age of Kali,
in this iron age of Kali,
men almost always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So this is a very nice shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. The screen is like a mirror in front of you. You know, we are not seeing the shlokas, we are seeing ourselves. You know, it's a mirror. In Kali Yuga, you will be surprised. In a Puran, it is explained. Towards the end of Kali Yuga, a human will live for the maximum of 30 years. You may be knowing that around 1960, 1970s, people were very easily living for 90 plus, 100, 98. I still remember my granny, she was 92, back in India, South India. She will climb the compound wall and pluck jackfruits. Double smart she is. You know, in 70s, 60s and all our grannies, grandfather, they were easily 90, 95, 100, you know, like that. Now, by 60, 70, everybody is finished. And Purana says, towards the end of Kali Yuga, the maximum lifetime will be 30 years. 30 years. Now by 60, 70, right? Some countries like Japan, people live little more. But China and all very less, right? So, we are all, you know, not very healthy like early days. And Garuda Puran very interestingly says, before old age and death, Yamaraj will send two messengers. Before he comes, before old age and death comes, he will send two messengers in our life. The first messenger is grey hair. How many of you got the first messenger of Yamaraj? Prabhu, pura grey. So the first messenger of Yamaraj is grey hair. And the second messenger, Sata Sandhi Jarjaram. It is said in scriptures, Sandhi means joints. We have 100 joints in our body. All of us have got 100 Sata, century. Sata Sandhi, we have 100 joints in our body. At some age, some joints will give you little pain. That is the second messenger of Yamaraj. How many of you got the second messenger? You all got second messenger?
Yes, we have.
Okay, welcome to the club. So the first messenger is grey hair and the second messenger is yeah. But this is only in Kala. Kalavasmin yuge janaha. Kali Yuga. Before Kali Yuga, which was the Yuga? What was the Yuga? Dwapara. The maximum lifetime was 1000 years. Kali Yuga, the maximum is 100. In Dwapara Yuga, the maximum lifetime was 1000 years. When Krishna was fighting the Kurukshetra battle, he was 125 years young. Who has got 16,000 wives, 125 years old. At that time, Bhishma was 600 years old. And they were just fighting in the battlefield like youngsters, So healthy they were. And before Dwapara Yuga, it was Treta Yuga. 10,000 years lifetime. If you read scriptures, Ravana went for 11,000 years tapasya. As though he went for lunch and came back. 11,000 years standing on one foot and another thing on the knee with his arms raised up. 11,000 years. Very easily they'll do that. Because their lifetime was 10,000 years. And before that it was Satyuga. 1 lakh years. And they were so relaxed. Aram se. Even 2 generations back in India, all our forefathers were, they were all landlords. All our ancestors were landlords only. Now we have come to New York and living in the tiny this thing, All our grannies were landlords. And that landlord who has got hectares of land, he will have one cot in front of the house, that Rasika cot, the cot made out of ropes. That grandfather will sit on the cot and no shirt, one dhoti and one chadar. Somebody will come, sir, I don't have anything to survive. Okay, you see that palm tree? From that mango tree, that 10 acres you take. Happily they donate. They were not attached. They are not attached. They were not narrow-minded. So broad-minded, so that doesn't happen. Even they go to a doctor, there will be one Vaidya, doctor. You go to him, even though you have some chronic disease, that Vaidya will hold your nerves. The traditional doctors. Yeah, they hold your nerves like that for some time and see your breath. No problem, just go. Everything will be okay. We may die in 2 weeks. But by the encouragement of that doctor, we will live for another 50 years. Aram said, now you go to doctor. It's tiny thing. Small, running nose or some cold or headache and all like that, right? Like I remember a joke which I read very long back in a magazine. One fellow was coughing in the hospital and said, I came for a small fever and cold. They admitted me in the hospital for last 3 days. The other guy in the next bed is telling, I came to deliver a courier, they put me in the hospital. Now you go to the doctor, they just put you in that MRI. How many of you had the privilege and blessings of going through MRI scan? Nobody? 1, 2. You have been there, Prabhu? MRI scan and Mataji. You also. See, that's a scary thing, right? You are put. It is like trailer of death. They give you a 5 minutes trailer. It's such a tiny coughing kind of thing. You go inside and that's a heavy banging noise. Actually, the covering is so close, it's suffocating and many people get scared. You go to any small thing. Is there any doctor in this program? You should be careful. No one?
There also.
So they said that, right? And the hospital also, I don't know about here, but in India there's promotion, The medical companies, they meet the doctor and say, if you promote my medicine so much, you get a week ticket to Thailand with a family. You go for any disease, they say, prescribe you the medicine. And one guy took that prescription and was running around from pharmacy to pharmacy. And one pharmacy guy said, oh, we don't have this particular brand, but we have the same medicine in another brand. Can I give you?
Yeah.
He said, let me check with the doctor. Then he went to the next pharmacy. He said, I have a better brand, And the third guy, like different people gave different answers, and this patient was a little confused. So he went to the doctor and said, can you clear this once again? Because I went to different pharmacies and they all gave different instruction. The doctor said, oh, sorry, my pen was not writing properly, so just I scratched it to check whether my pen is writing or not. Unfortunately, 99% of the doctors don't have good handwriting. I don't know why. Have you seen their prescription writing pad in India? You can see only the first alphabet, then a snake will be crawling like there. Sometimes like that, Anyway, just a joke. But this is how the world is. Like morning we were discussing. Imagine a person spending millions of rupees and he becomes a doctor. He opens his clinic. What will be his prayer every day? The doctor spends money, makes a clinic, inaugurated, Mr. John's clinic, whatever it is. What will be the doctor's prayer?
Make more patient daily.
Oh God, send me more patients. Is that a very good prayer? What will be a lawyer praying? Yeah. What will be a coffin maker praying? Send me more bodies. Kali Yuga. Kale dosha nidhe rajan. This age of Kali is so bad. See the translation? In this iron age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives. Memory is short. Lifespan is short. Even their determination, focus, everything is short-lived. Relationships are short-lived. Nothing is permanent. Unfortunate situation. People live like this. And you see the last word, always disturbed. You don't know why. The previous day night, shook hand, smiled happily, went to bed. Morning he woke up completely disturbed. We don't know for what. The previous day night we shook hand, embraced each other, spoke nicely, went to sleep. Next day morning you wake up and come and your mind says, you don't smile first, let the guy smile, then you smile. Does your mind advise you like that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Crazy thing. We don't even know why this is happening. Kali Yuga is a very odd combination. Completely. And Purana says animals are better in Kali Yuga. You feed a dog, you beat the dog 100 days and feed him one day, he will come behind you. But a human, you feed him 100 days and scold him one day, he is ready to bite you. So who is better?
Dog.
The animals.
So unfortunate people in Kali Yuga. They don't know where value should be invested. Everything had become ulta. I will explain a scenario back in India. I don't know whether it happens here, maybe it will not happen. In Kerala, I am from Kerala, it rains heavily. 6 to 8 months in a year it will rain. Normal. Yeah, and the common scene you can see is, in one hand people will have umbrella. In the other hand, they will hold their chappal and walk in the rain. I don't know whether you have seen that. It's a very common picture in Kerala. In one hand, they will hold umbrella. In the other hand, chappal. Because this is very costly. What if this gets wet and damaged in the rain? This is supposed to protect your feet. He's not bothered about the feet. The value is given in opposite thing. And all the chappals are sold in showrooms. It has a focus lamp and the heel and the sneakers and the Hawaii, will all be rotating in the machine. And the vegetable which we eat will be sold on the street. The whole understanding is reverse in Kali Yuga. The thing which we have to value is not valued, which has to be discarded. That's why one Maharaj used to always say in his class, actually we are supposed to love human and use machines. But in Kali Yuga, we love machines and use human. Do you agree?
Yes.
So Mahabharata says, anyway we'll explain, these are the qualities of Kali Yuga, always quarrelsome. Mahabharata says about Duryodhana and Yudhishthira. Okay? Now we don't have Duryodhana, Yudhishthira and all these things. In the Puranic times, Asuras are very easily identified because they will have some carnivorous teeth, grey and copper colored hair, reddish eyes, long nails, and you can easily make out, oh, this guy was a demon. Now everybody is wearing neat pant, shirt, coat, hood. You don't know who is a demon, who is a devil. All, marrying the partner, and after 20 years you get it out, okay, this person doesn't belong to this dynasty. So there are 4 yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara,
Kali Yuga.
In Satya Yuga, you see, all the demons were in hellish planets, and Devatas were in higher planets, and you can see they were always fighting. Good and bad was in 2 planets. Then comes Dwapara, Treta Yuga. Ram in Ayodhya and Ravana in Lanka. It became 2 countries. Originally it was
2 planets.
2 planets. And in Treta Yuga it became 2 countries. And Dwapara Yuga, Pandavas and Kauravas, 2 families. First 2 planets, then 2 countries, then 2 families. Now both good and bad is in one person. Completely within us. How many of you agree with this? Sometimes there is no better human being than us in the entire creation. And sometimes we are the worst. Right? We also feel that, why am I like this? Sometimes. So both good and bad is in one person only. And they are always quarrelsome. Now we don't have Duryodhana, Yudhishthira and all, but we can check whether am I Duryodhana or Yudhishthira. You get your things done by quarrel, then you are Duryodhana. If you get your things done in a pleasant way, you are Yudhishthira. For example, you sit on your table and you scream at your wife, it's getting late, I have to go to office, my work is pending. Are you getting my breakfast or should I leave? You are Ravana. You are getting your things done out of anger. If the same thing is conveyed in a different way, my dear, I'm getting late, I have to go, should I come and help you, what's the situation? Then you are Yudhishthira. Right? So now the mirror is asking you a question. Are we Ravana or Duryodhana or Yudhishthira? You see, most of the times we will be Duryodhana. We don't know how to get our things done in a pleasing way. Always yell and scream. Even pictures you see in the Indian movies, when they show a hero, they always depict him as an angry young man. Angry guy. And that is imbibed in youngsters' heart. It is drilled deep within. And they also think, if I show my anger, then I am considered to be a macho man. Nothing like that. The greatness is in controlling the emotions. He is a great man. Like I was explaining about an example of Socrates. Amazing personality, Socrates. He also spoke so much about soul and all, but he did not touch the topic of God. But he all spoke about spirituality and all in his generation with his people. And every day he will invite his friends and talk about soul and so many spiritual topics, philosophy and all. And friends love to listen from him. But his wife hates this. You are useless. Now you have brought another 4 useless people. When I started going to Iskcon, that's how my father blessed me. He was so angry. So Socrates' wife is chastising. And every day she got so irritated. One day she came with a huge big can of water, and he was discussing with his friends. She came with a bucket of water and poured it on his head. And Socrates dripping, he's completely wet. He said, "Dear friends, till yesterday there was thunder. Today it rained." What a level of self-composure he has got to say that. Imagine we were there in the situation. What you will do?
Slapped.
Slapped. Right? But he was so self-controlled, he smilingly said, "Till yesterday there was thunder and today it rained." See, this is Yudhishthira. Very calm. Because a calm mind can only achieve things in this world. A disturbed mind can create only battle. And in Kali Yuga, unfortunately, quarrelsome. Everybody. Even you put two good people inside a room, two sattvic people inside. Within a week, shuru. Quarrel shuru. Episode number 1, episode number 2, it goes on. Right? In Ramayana, once, you know that story, Hanuman's tail was set with fire.
Yeah.
You all know.
Yeah.
Ravana put fire on Hanuman.
Yeah.
Hanuman is holding his tail and thinking, how can I use this fire in Rama Seva? His tail is in fire. He's thinking, how will I use this fire in Ram Seva? Suddenly he got an idea. He jumped from one palace to another in the whole of Lanka and set fire. What is self-control? You are in the kitchen and suddenly your dress got fire. What you will do?
Take it away.
Allah, scream and yell and all, right? But such a self-control. So the first quality, quarrelsome. And the second, lazy. We all know that. Lazy, So the Sanskrit term is, what is the Sanskrit term for laziness? Alasya, mantha, okay.
Mandaha.
Lazy. Unfortunately in Kali Yuga. So there are 4 kinds of people who travel with the time. Okay? The man who travels with the time is selfish. Man who travels behind the time is lazy. Man who travels against the time is sinner. Man who travels ahead of the time is intelligent. Got it?
Yeah.
Man who travels with the time is
Synchronized.
selfish.
Selfish.
You go to India, Congress party wins, he will join in Congress party. Okay, this person is the leader, I will go and be with him. Selfish, they know how to travel with the time. You can see plenty of them in this world. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
You will get so many in your office and working places, right? They are very smart. They know how to go right with the waves. They are selfish. And the man who travels behind time,
Lazy.
you tell him, "Arey, please do this. Tomorrow I will do it." Even children, from tomorrow I will study properly. I will do this, from next Diwali I am going to chant properly. Next New Year I will do. Lazy guys, they will never achieve. And people who travel against the time, sinners. And scripture says, don't do this, they will do that. And they will say, this is my last. This is my last cup of drink. This is my last smoke. They are sinners. But travel against the time. 5,000 years back, this conversation has happened between Brahma and Narada. Narada said, in Kali Yuga, look at the people, they are going to suffer. They are worried 5,000 years back. Are we worried about what's going to happen another 50 years behind us? Not at all, bother. Let me exploit the nature, that's all. Who cares about the next generation? Narada and Brahma discussed, and Brahma told Narada, my dear son, there is one and only solution in Kali Yuga. There is no other way. Temples will not be very beneficiary. Scriptures will not help them. Havan and puja and tapas and nothing can help them. The schools will not help them. Hospitals will not help them. Sirf holy name. Kala was, what is that shloka? Kale doshanide rajan astihi ekat mahat gunaha kirtana deva krishnasya tasaka param. That's one only solution. Not only in our scriptures, it's said in all other religious scriptures also. So Kali Yuga, people are lazy, right? First they are quarrelsome. If at all those people who don't fight so much, they will be lazy. Right? If at all they are not lazy but active, completely misguided. One of my friend who was with me, very brilliant student. Couple of years back I met him and I asked him, what are you doing? Very proudly he was telling, Indian Left-Hand Drivers Association's president. I said, what is the goal of your association? They get some meaningless, they take up some purpose in their life and they give their life for that. You will find so many strange this thing. Curly Hair People's Association. Anyway, you got to chop it off. You will get so many strange ideas. If at all they are not lazy, they are misguided. They work for something which they don't know what is that. Have you met people like that? Yeah. Completely misguided. They don't know. Sometimes you feel like laughing within yourself. Are you spending your entire life for this? It's a very famous, world famous organization. People give their life, donate. They are called rain lovers. They love rain. They have rain lovers, umbrella, rain lovers, coat, rain lovers, this thing. They wait for rain. When rain comes, they have open party jump. Rain lovers association. Does it make any sense for you? No. But don't tell this outside. Somebody may file a case. Misguide her. And if at all he is not misguided and intelligent, unlucky fellow, he doesn't get a right guru, right teacher. Right? Like we came through Prabhupada and read Bhagavad Gita. That's why at least some 5-10% we understood. Without Prabhupada, if we have tried reading Bhagavad Gita, we would have ended up in something else. Even though the guy is not misguided, he is in the right track, still if he doesn't have a proper guru, proper teacher, he is unlucky. And we are in the last class. We are not lazy. I hope we are not quarrelsome. We are properly guided. We are lucky. We have got Prabhupada, but we are so Sunday evening, let's go to the program. No, I don't feel like. Why? What happened? I don't know, feel like. Simply disturb. For what? I don't know. Why are you dull? I don't know. What's your problem? I don't know. What's the goal of your life? I don't know. We are very distant. That's why we are so fortunate to have Srila Prabhupada in our life. Otherwise, we will be completely misguided. There was one sannyasi in India, who is actually by birth a Japanese. His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj, I don't know whether you heard about him. He showed me, he's from Japan. He showed me a video. There is yoga class for cats and dogs. I'm not joking, you can check in Google. People spend millions and millions. There is yoga class for dogs called Doga. The dogs are also. People are sacrificing things for that. And Maharaj told me, don't quote this in class anywhere because people will get angry. True. Lucky, we are fortunate, we are blessed. We came to know about Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. And there's a nice facility for us every week to gather and discuss and exercise this. Even back in India or in the previous ages, you don't have a platform to exercise spiritual life. Only grandfathers and grannies in your house have to explain. Now there is a structured platform where we can come, chant the holy name, and if you don't chant the holy name, there is a leader to ask you, have you finished your rounds? I have not seen you for the last 2 weeks. How are you? Is everything fine? What do he get by doing that? For every time he reminds you, he gets some $100 or what? Nothing. Paramatma is guiding that person in your life to remind about Krishna. So here we should be grateful. Wonderful association we have got. So please make use of it. Chant nicely, visit every week. Try to read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Make this life a meaningful, purposeful one. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
If you have any questions, any doubts, you can ask. Yeah, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for such an enlightening class and keeping us
engaged throughout. Please accept my humble obeisances. And it's so fascinating that you come from the southern India and you practice or you propagate Srila Prabhupada's messages. Prabhuji, so quick question, and this may be slightly out of what you've covered. Just wanted to learn your experience of preaching in a land which is predominantly considered as Shaivite.
Shaivites.
Yeah, where Lord Shiv is considered as supreme. So how did you go about?
We come across many of those situations. There is a group of people in Karnataka, I forgot their name, worshippers of Lord Shiva. Lingayats, they don't listen to anything else apart from Lord Shiva. Now they are asking a separate country in India.
Yeah.
They're like the people. Have you been to Badrinath? Anybody been to Badrinath? You've been to Badrinath? Okay. If you go around Badrinath Ji, there is one deity, the security of temple is called Gantakarna. Big bells in his ears. He's got huge bells, He was a great Shiva Bhakta. He doesn't want to hear any other name apart from Lord Shiva. If somebody is chanting Hari Hari, he will shake his head. The bells will ring tang, tang, so that he won't hear anything else. Such a devotee he was. So the Lords wanted to play a trick on him. So he went to Kailas to meet Lord Shiva. Only Parvati Devi was there. So, Mati, where is Prabhu? Where is Shivji? So Parvati said, Gantakarna, Shivji came to know that Krishna is there in Dwarka. Krishna had come to Dwarka. So Shivji had gone to Dwarka to meet Krishna. That itself, Gantakarna was not very happy with. So he went all the way to Dwarka. He went to Krishna's palace and said, I came all the way, I want to meet Lord Shiva. I heard that Shiva has come to Dwarka. So Rukmini Devi said, Gantakarna, actually Shiva didn't come here. We just got married. Krishna and Rukmini just got married. So Krishna had gone all the way to Kailas to take blessings from Lord Shiva so that he will get a baby boy. He was completely confused. He went there, Shiva has gone to meet Krishna. He went to Dwaraka, Krishna had gone to meet Lord Shiva. So Gantakarna went and asked Lord Shiva, please explain to me who is the Supreme. So what we practice down south is, we don't get into any arguments with them. We just tell them, chant Hare Krishna. It's a pious thing. Many people accept it. We don't touch the topic of Lord Shiva, Krishna. Actually, with the help of Shastras, we can quote and defeat them. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had taught us, don't win the argument, win the person. If you get into a debate, that will create a very bitter experience. You may win the argument or he may win the argument, but the relationship is spoiled forever. You see, Lord Chaitanya sat in front of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, heard the wrong philosophy for 7 days. Very patiently Mahaprabhu heard. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is going on and on with the wrong philosophy, but Mahaprabhu did not reciprocate. But by remaining calm, he was slowly capturing his heart. You may have to lose the argument, but win the person. Sometimes we are not that patient. We don't know the art of preaching. If somebody comes for the first time, open his head. Ekadashi, Chaturmas, Lord Chaitanya, Jagannath, Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Close the head, now it's your headache, go. Trying to preach to him, he will never come back. You know, Krishna means sweet. Adharam Maduram, Nayanam Maduram, Hasitam Maduram, Gamanam Maduram, Hridayam Maduram, Madhuratipatir, Akilam Maduram. Krishna is sweet. Then why we should add salt in that? You know, if you present nicely. So with Shiv Bhaktas, we don't get into philosophical arguments. We try to avoid as much as possible, and we simply say chanting the holy name is good, which they will do. And after, if they're chanting regularly for a few months, then you try to talk to them, that conversation will be friendly. Initially, when you try to talk to them, the conversation will not be friendly. So Mahaprabhu's instruction, give up the argument. You may lose, no, but win the heart. That's what we try to do.
One very small question. Does it matter when you chant, your eyes are open or closed?
Doesn't matter. Don't sleep off that one. So the whole point is listening to the sound vibration. Okay? Yeah. We shouldn't sleep, we try to be. It doesn't matter whether we are open or not. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Basic question.
Mic on.
Okay, thank you. So, like for a layman, like say I hardly read Bhagavad Gita. So and it's very technical, So if for me, if I have to start reading it, where to start and what is the right approach to read it?
Okay, to start Bhagavad Gita. Okay. In my personal experience, there is a book by Srila Prabhupada called The Science of Self-Realization. This book had made the maximum number of intellectual devotees, in an educated circle. Krishna book had made many devotees, that's a history. But Science of Self-Realization, it is a very basic conversation. Prabhupada has added few stories, explains nicely who you are, what is your life, goal of life, what should we search for. So if you read those couple of books initially, like Science of, they are called bridging books to Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So when you go through those books, understand, how to control my anger, my emotions, what are senses, what are the defect of senses, soul, God. Then you start reading Bhagavad Gita, especially the second chapter. Then we will be able to understand better. Second chapter is amazing. It speaks about soul, it speaks about anger, it speaks about modes and all these things. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for your association and wonderful class. Prabhu, my question is, unfortunately I don't remember the reference, but I read somewhere in Bhagavatam that the person should become perfect and then he should preach.
Yeah.
But then if we are not perfect, if we are committing mistakes, if we are not confident about ourselves, can we still preach or shall we not?
Yeah. This is the same thing Prabhupada has explained in the part. Actually, in the first canto of Bhagavatam, it clearly says what are the qualifications of a person to sit on Vyasasana. In Nectar of Devotion also, in Bhagavatam also. In that understanding, I am sure many of us are not qualified. I am 100% sure. Then Prabhupada himself is saying, Krishna consciousness is too simple. Even a practicing devotee can preach. You know, because you are a doctor, I think, you know, doctors are very intelligent. If you ask them what they do, they say, I am practicing for last 35 years. Doctors always practice, they never become perfect. I practice for 20 years, I am practicing for 35 years. In the same way, a devotee, a practicing devotee, for example, I am 8th grade, I can preach to the 7th grade. You know, see, suppose I giving a lecture on Radharani and Gopis, Rasalila, the Gopi Bhav, and the emotion, then that's a big offense. You know, I can tell someone, Prabhuji, please chant Hare Krishna, because I am already doing it. Right? Then I can tell them, Prabhuji, we should try to control our this thing. I am also trying, so I can do that. But I should not touch some esoteric topics and things which I am not in that stage. Right? Other things, we can read Prabhupada's books and we explain. And if I am breaking regulative principles, then I should not preach. Right? Otherwise, you can do that. Hope it's clear?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we may have 1, 2 or more. So other than chanting and visiting the temple and reading Bhagavad Gita on regular basis, is there any other suggestions you have? Consciously think that you are interested on other ways. So anything else you suggest?
So the intensity increases. Now you are coming once a week, chanting. Once you are interested, you feel like reading more. You know, you feel like chanting more. When you read more and chant more, you will feel like speaking about that. Like you watch a movie. You like that movie so much, what you will do? You watch it second time, third time. You will speak about that movie to your friends, right? Same way, if I come to know Krishna consciousness genuine and it's helping me, what I will do? I will automatically tell my friends, you know. And when devotees come together, that is there. So far it was theory. Then the practical start. We get hurted, we get disappointed, somebody mistreats us, you know. That is the practical lab. And that's where the real learning takes place. The theory you will apply there. You know? So as the intensity increases, our progress will. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Prabhuji, we discussed about that by the end of Kali Yuga, the age of the human would remain 30. Like, is there a reason why the ages kept decreasing during the yugas?
Yeah. So what happens, our breath, our life is counted by breath and not by days. Yeah. Suppose I ask anyone, what is your age? They are going to tell me, 35 years, 40 years, 28 years. It's all by days, months and years. But actually it's wrong. Our life is counted by breath. Yasyai kanishvasita kalamathavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadantanatha Vishnur Mahan Sahyasya Kala Visesho Govindamadi Purusham. It's counted by breath. In the passionate, fast world, what happened? Your breath has become faster. The pace has increased. In those days, people were very relaxed. Pranayama in yoga, they breathe, they inhale, and they don't leave the air out. They hold it for some time and slowly exhale. The span of breath is long. Which is the living entity in the entire universe which lives for longer span? Tortoise. Lives for 150, 200 years. Why? It will come out of the water, inhales breath, goes inside the water, remains for minutes together, sometimes so many minutes. What has happened to us in Kali Yuga? Kama, krodha, anger, lust, all these things. You see how an angry man breathes? He's finishing off his talk, he will die fast. So our breath cycle has become fast. Everything. You take olden days, husband will sit with a plate and eat. I don't know whether you have seen those kind of pictures in India back. Wife will be sitting and fanning next to him. let the sky fall, what is his problem? Life was so slow, right? Now, on the driving, mix this, drink this, go there, do that. Even exercise, you see, in those days, yoga.
Yeah.
Now, right? The span of breath is shortened so much. What we are supposed to inhale and exhale in 100 years, we are inhaling and exhaling in 30 years. That's the basis.
Prabhuji, can I ask a follow-up? Like you also said that Brahmaji and Naraji were discussing back then about Kali Yuga.
Yeah.
So when it was already decided that a period like this would come,
Yeah.
like it was destined, like this could not be stopped. So what we are talking about, these breaths and everything,
Yeah.
this was supposed to happen. Like
They get an indication. They will not get 100% picture, but they will know so many moral values will be destroyed. People are heading towards it. Like, you know, you are driving a car and you drive at 60 miles per hour. Then I can guess within this time you will reach that town because you are doing that. So when people are taking a wrong direction, they already predicted this is going to end very badly.
okay, like we say, the next generation is going to be
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
They will not get 100%
Yeah,
picture,
sure.
but they'll get an idea.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
And I also thank Prabhuji for giving an opportunity to meet all the devotees. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.